We're just outside the Milwaukee Theater, site of Tuesday night's Republican presidential debate, co-sponsored by us at the Wall Street Journal and our friends at Fox Business News. There'll be a dozen candidates on the stage in two different debates, one at 7 p.m., one at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's look at the challenges some of those dozen candidates are going to face tomorrow night. Starting with the two obvious frontrunners right now, Donald Trump and Ben Carson. I think for Donald Trump, the challenge is going to be to show that his campaign is not just all attitude, that there's an agenda behind it as well, that he can explain an economic policy behind "I'll make us winners again." Ben Carson has a similar challenge. He's been kind of policy light, does not have a fully formed tax plan. He also needs to explain some questions that have been raised about his life story or his telling of his life story. He's got to get past those to move on to substance. I think that's going to be his challenge. The next two guys who are behind them in the polls, the clear 3 and 4 contenders right now, Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, I think the challenge for them is to play on the momentum that's clearly been building for their campaign since the last debate, to kind of catch the wave, if you will, use this as an event where they can do that further. Jeb Bush, it's become a bit of a cliche in this campaign so far, but he needs to have a moment. He needs to step out and show why he was once the front runner. This debate, substantive as it will be, may give him a chance to show that I'm the adult on the stage. Might be an environment that works well for him. Finally, the other interesting person to watch, Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey. He seems to have some momentum going for him. He's found some issues that work well for him. He stood out by his willingness to take on entitlement reform. He's talking about how drug rehab needs to be rethought in this country. That's caught some momentum for him in New Hampshire. He's on the 7 p.m., not the 9 p.m. stage, but I think that gives him a chance to rise above the crowd in that smaller setting. It'll be an interesting night for Chris Christie. All around, it's an important event in this evolving Republican presidential campaign story.